Hey guys, Casey here with Bargain Hunter Thrift Store. And before we even get started, I'd love if you could like this video. 1, give it a thumbs up. 2, don't forget to subscribe. Do me that personal favor. You guys know my father-in-law, Gunter from Storage Wars, or Gunther, as we say in America. He's played in rock bands with a whole bunch of famous musicians, and he just joined this awesome, amazing band. I'd love if you guys could check out this video.
Just want a little bit. Just a teeny weeny bit. Just a teeny weeny bit of your love.
I spent a lot of time at this club called Count's Vamped, and every Wednesday they have a jam night, and I started going and watching the musicians, and I started to get up and sing a little bit, and I met some really great players, and one night I remember a friend of mine from England came to visit me, and we came in, and he happened to know Mike Varney. And so, that little 6 degrees of separation type thing going on. So I thought that was really cool. So I got to meet Mike. I'd heard about him, and I'd loved listening to him play. So I started jamming, and Phil and I got up and played with Mike, and it was great. So I started coming back every Wednesday, and we kind of made it a thing, of playing some blues together, and Stoney would join us, and then Sean, if he was available, if he was there, and, he'd get up and play. So, then Mike introduced us to Gunter, and, so it just became a thing. And he said, why don't we just put a real band together, because we're really good. We have this chemistry, and I think everybody feels it. So we're gonna do our best to celebrate that music.
And I said, I might as well go back over yonder. Well, back over the hill.
Well, Muscle Shoals was just I think an area of the country where had some great players down there. So you get a mix of everything: country, blues, rock. Yeah, and I think they just built up a place there to where people were attracted to that style of playing music. I haven't been in there, but I'm assuming there was a great vibe in there and a great energy, and that's what attracted people to it. And with that energy and that vibe came a sound. Yeah, I mean, most everything that you hear, classic rock and blues and stuff from the day recorded in Muscle Shoals with those players. I mean, guys wanted that sound, and guys wanted those players and that style of music.
Coochie man, I'm here. Everybody knows I'm here. Well, I'm that hoochie coochie man.
So I'm a guitar player, but before that I was a record collector. And at one point in time I had over 30,000 records. And one thing I would notice as a young record collector is who the session guys are, who's recording this stuff, what studio. And at a certain time in the early 70s and even in the 60s, I'd notice on these records, Fame Studios, Muscle Shoals, and I'd see names like Jimmy Johnson on there. And I'd wonder, what's this guy like? What's happening down there? Why did Leonard Skinner, why did the Rolling Stones, why are all these people flocking to this little place in Alabama to record? Through the years, as you're looking at different labels like Stax and Motown, and you start seeing, that, hey, a lot of this stuff, that you might have thought was Motown or coming from Stax or whatever, it was coming from Muscle Shoals. And then later there was rock and roll that was created there, and a lot of great rock acts came out of there as well. So when Sean said he wanted to do this project and wanted to use my friend Gunter, I thought this would be a great time to kind of get back to the roots and take some of this music and infuse it with a little more of a rock edge.
Wait a minute, something's wrong here. Lord, my key won't unlock my door. Wait a minute, something's wrong here.
From all those studios, Muscle Shoals is probably the most important to me. I was living in Europe back then, and I was listening to records, Rolling Stones, like Wild Horses, You Better Move On, this kind of stuff, and I was interested in it, and I always wanted to come to America. There are so many fascinating things, I was researching, I was playing bass, I was listening to rock. I always wanted to come here. And I did one day in 1990. I'm here for 30 years now, and I play music ever since in America as well. America was very good to me. And one day, I know Mike for 20 years. I worked a little bit with Mike at Shrapnel. We cut some records with different people. And when they opened Vamped here in Las Vegas, it was a paradise for us, for musicians. They have a real nice stage. They have a real nice sound system. They let you jam. You don't have those opportunities in other venues. They are there, but they are smaller. Vamp rocks. I mean, if you like rock, you go up there. It sounds great. It sounds like the House of Blues or things like that. So I went there, and that's how we all actually met Sean, and one day you never know with whom you're ending up on stage with at a jam, and one day I ended up with Sean. So Mike was playing guitar, I was playing bass, Sean was singing, and it happened. It sounded great, We never met before, and it sounded like we have the same vision of blues or rock. Few days later, Mike told me, because Sean told Mike, because he didn't know me well enough, Mike told me, Sean was interested in getting a bass player, and I told him, you're available. You want to do it? And I said yes immediately. There was no decision to be made, because I still remembered how that sound, And so here I am, and here's Muscle Shoals Revival, and this is the band, and you guys come out and listen to us. I think you're going to like it.
you guys so much, Muscle Shoals Revival.